Hi there guys, and welcome to another video tip from Tips for Lawyers. Today I wanted to have a talk about rainmaking, in particular for junior lawyers. Now, junior lawyers sometimes think that they have no part to play in business development for the firm, and I've never quite understood that because they do have a really important role. It's not often explained to them, so I wanted to give you some tips today about how junior lawyers can participate in the business development of the firm and really add value in what they're contributing to the firm. How is it? Well, it's one simple tip. It's existing clients. As a junior lawyer, over time you are going to have access to existing clients of the firm. Pick up any marketing book that you want, pick up any professional services book, pick up any rainmaking book, and you will see somewhere in there, if it's worth its salt, a reference to the sheer power of serving existing clients really, really well. It is a business development approach, it is a marketing approach, and existing clients are by far the best source of additional work. They are by far the best source of referrals, and they are by far the best thing that junior lawyers can be focusing on in terms of their own business development endeavours. So let's have a little bit of a chat about how junior lawyers can serve existing clients well. You might not be out there having lunch with the CEO of BHP or some other massive company, but you do have access to existing clients, and there are ways that you can make sure those clients are going to become really good referrers for the firm and ultimately for you. So, step number one in making existing clients happy, communicate with them. This is something that every client of lawyers complains about, which is a lack of communication. And so if you want to distinguish yourself from other lawyers in your firm and make you and your firm feel better to that client, then you communicate with the client. Pick up the phone. Junior lawyers are terrible at making phone calls. They seem to think that emails serve the same purpose. They don't. A phone call is a far better opportunity to develop a relationship with a client than an email or a letter. Now, I know that sometimes you're going to have authority issues. There are some topics that you simply might not be capable or authorised to speak about with some clients. That's okay. Use the opportunities you have. Speak to the clients you can. Doesn't mean you don't send an email later. I know everyone's risk averse. We want to confirm things in writing often. That's fine. Have a conversation with them on the phone. Send an email saying, I confirm we talked about X, Y, Z, and you gave me instructions to do Y. I'll get right on that and I'll be in touch with you soon. But communicate with existing clients. Keep them up to date. Make sure there's a constant flow back and forth, and that's the best way you can develop relationship. Over time, that relationship's going to go beyond the mere matter that you're working on. Doesn't matter what area it is. It might only have a short exposure, but the more you can talk to them and interact with them and hear what they have to say during that time, the better the relationship you're going to develop, the better communication you're going to have with them, and the more likely they're going to come away from whatever the legal matter was thinking, you know what, that lawyer served me really well. I always knew what was going on, I always knew when they were going to get back to me, and they kept me in the loop. I felt part of the process, and that will get you 95% of the way beyond a lot of lawyers who simply don't or can't or won't keep their clients up to date for whatever reason. Keep your client up to date and you'll stand out like a star. Moving on from that, under-promise, over-deliver. The second major complaint that a lot of clients have about lawyers is that they promise things that they simply don't deliver on. You say, yeah, I'll get right on that and you'll have it by tomorrow 4 p.m. As it turns out, you only get it to your partner at 3 p.m. tomorrow and he's out, can't get to it by 4 p.m, out all the next day in trial, can't get to it to the next day, then there's a weekend and you end up being a week late on your promise. Make sure you take into account other people's factors when you're estimating time for clients. It's not only you all the time who has to weigh into a decision or settle a letter or sign off on something, so make sure you're factoring that in when you promise. When you promise, allow a buffer. If you get it done faster, you look like a star. But if you promise too much and deliver too little, you'll be constantly perceived to be underachieving. It doesn't really matter what the parameters are, but if you say you can get something done in a day and you get something done in 7 days, then you look slow. If you say you get something done in 7 days and in fact you can get it done in 6 and deliver it on the day before, then you look better. The more consistently you deliver more or faster or more efficiently or a better product than what the client was expecting, then the better you will look. And again, the more that client will come to trust you on what you say. It's an issue of trust. If you constantly say you'll do something and you don't, the client simply stops believing you. If they stop believing you on that, what else are they going to stop believing you on? Eventually they won't trust you at all and they'll move on to another lawyer. So, under promise, over deliver. Not everything is up to you. Make sure you factor in the needs of others when you're delivering on timeframes or when you're promising timeframes to clients, because you need to make sure you're meeting the expectation game. It's about expectations. It's not about arbitrary timeframes. It's about what the client thinks is going to happen versus what actually happens. The final tip for these 3 tips where junior lawyers can really get involved in business development with existing clients is this: take the time to listen to your clients. A lot of lawyers get stuck in the advisor mode. That is, they think the client has come to them only for the purposes of the lawyer writing or speaking or communicating in some way back to the client all of the legal knowledge the lawyer has about the particular issue that the client is facing. But a lot of the time, and the research shows this, a lot of the time, what the client wants most, in particular at first, what they want most is someone just to listen to them. They want to tell their story about what's happened. They want to explain the commercial deal that they've got on foot in as much detail, and you get a better understanding both of the client on a personal level, but also the client on a professional level. You understand what they actually want you to weigh into. Now, take the time to hear them, because you'll get better feedback from the client that way. You'll have better understanding of the client's legal needs that way. And the client comes away feeling like you've actually taken the time to get to know them. Can this be a bit of a pain? Yes, it can. Some clients want to talk for 25 minutes about nothing for 5 minutes worth of legal. But that doesn't really matter. Sometimes you'll need to wear a little bit of cost. You might need to write off a little bit of your time. Your partner says, why is this costing so much? Well, at the end of the day, what you're doing is developing the relationship with the client. Some clients that'll be a good investment and some clients won't, but it will always be a good investment for you because you're learning how to develop relationship and build trust with your clients. If you can listen to this client and get them on board, who's to say you can't do it with the next one and the next one and the more senior person at that organisation and so on and so forth. The ability to develop that rapport, the ability to hear and actually understand what someone's saying without constantly thinking in your own head what advice you're going to give next. Just listen to them. Just hear what their issues are. Make sure you understand what the issues are, and then at the appropriate time weigh in. You might want to ask some questions, gain a better understanding, and then go to the stage of legal knowledge, because your client will feel like they've been properly understood if you're not constantly interrupting them to show them how smart you are and how knowledgeable about the law you are. Hear them first. It's the best part of communication so far as your client is concerned, for them to be heard and understood. Is this 100% guaranteed? No, not necessarily. Some clients want it short and sharp. In particular, commercial and business clients who have a long relationship with you or with the firm, they might come in and they say, I need a contract, I need it to say X, Y, Z, get it done. You've got 24 hours, send it to me by then. That's not an opportunity to ask them how their mother's going necessarily. So you've got to take every opportunity that you can, but you've got to be mindful of when is an opportunity to ask some questions to prompt some more information from the client, and when is an opportunity just to get on with it. It involves some rational decision making. I'm sure you're capable of it. So those are my 3 tips. Number 1, keep your client up to date. Communicate with them. Make sure they know what's going on. Number 2, make sure that you are under-promising and over-delivering. And number 3, take the time to listen to your client and actually hear what issues they've got, because it'll develop better relationship over time. How are these all relevant to business development or to rainmaking? Well, like I said at the start, existing clients will refer people to you if they trust you with their business, and that is by far the best opportunity for junior lawyers to start developing their own practices, their own business referrals with clients who trust them, with clients who know they deliver on what they promise, with clients who know they listen to and understand properly the legal questions that the client has. And those people will be happier and happier to refer other people to you if they know that you are serving them particularly well. Perhaps there's access issues with the partner because they're too busy, or you're the next port of call. If they've got your phone number and they know you'll pick up and they know you'll communicate with them, then they won't hesitate at the relevant time to refer the friend at the barbecue or the guy at the business meeting or the person at the Chamber of Commerce. They will refer people to you, and they will refer people to you directly. And that ultimately gives you an opportunity to both build your personal profile, but also demonstrate to the firm that you are a valuable contributor to the bottom line. Those are my tips for junior lawyers in rainmaking with existing clients. I hope you enjoyed them, get something out of them, put them into practice. Let me know how you get on. I'll see you next time.